evening, everyone. It's great to see you. Hope your summer's off to a great start. So we got our bids for Southern Middle School 2 Thursdays ago. They came in very well. So we are in a great position moving forward, and we're looking forward to the bids coming in for Lincoln Park tomorrow. So I'll be back in a couple weeks to share those results with you, and we're looking forward to getting things moving this summer. So today we'll talk about the Southern Middle School bid results. I'll share them with you. There are some recommended alternates with the alternate bids that we received. We'll look at those bid results kind of in the context of the budget that we've been sharing with you throughout this whole process, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's coming ahead of us for the Southern Middle School project. So jumping right in, of course we received bids for 4 packages: the general construction, mechanical, plumbing, and electrical construction. For the general construction package, we received 3 bids from ECI, Lobar, and the Uhrig Company. ECI was the low bidder at a base bid of $16,642,000 with alternate prices, as you can see on the screen. Of note, the difference between ECI Construction and Lobar is about $465,000, which is a 2.8% difference. So they were pretty close. The alternate bids, kind of no matter what permutation you take of them, would not impact the apparent low bidder. For HVAC, Midline Mechanical was the low bidder at $8,640,000 for the base bid. There was one alternate. In this case, it's a deduct alternate to mill and overlay the mechanical yard asphalt. The reason that's a deduct for the mechanical is otherwise that work is actually going to end up in the GC's package because that's an add alternate to them. If we did not do that, it would just be the mechanical contractor kind of repairing the little strip that's going between the new chiller and the existing building. But we're going to repave the entire mechanical yard while we're there. There were 7 bidders, and there was a $185,000 difference between the 2 low bids. In this case, 2.1% difference. Again, very close bids. And then once again, the alternate bids do not have any bearing on the apparent low bidder. For plumbing construction, we received 5 bids. The low bid is Myco Mechanical at $2,663,000. You'll recall this includes the full sprinklering of the Southern Middle School building. There were 3 alternates for unclassified construction: painting the corridor and walls in lieu of tile. It's actually a deduct alternate because it's easier for the plumbing contractor. There's like drinking fountains that they would otherwise have to remove, things like that. And then painting corridor walls in lieu. Okay, so there's 2 different options depending on the tile that's selected. There were 5 bidders, $20,480 between the 2 low bids. Extremely close bids at 0.8% difference. As provided, these alternate bids do not impact the result. The reason I say that is the second lowest bidder is SM Friday Mechanical, and their unclassified construction bid actually does not comply with the requirements of the bid. They gave a unit cost, so there's nothing there that we can use for the alternate bid there. Therefore, they're the second lowest, and Myco will be the the plumbing contractor. Finally, electrical construction. There were 4 bids, with McCarty & Son Incorporated the low bid at $4,705,572, and again, a handful of alternate bids. In this case, there were $242,428 between the 2 lows. A little bit of a higher difference, 5.2%, but still within reason. And in this case, again, the alternate bids do not impact the result of the apparent low. So those are your 4 low bidders. It's a good group. I've worked directly with 2 of them in my previous projects, so have a great relationship with them, and then others in our office have worked with the other 2. So we have a good group, I think, to bring on board for the Southern Middle School project. So here you can see the summary of all of those bids. You can see the grand total that when you add up all the alternates that we are recommending, it comes to $32,813,772. The recommended alternates that we are suggesting is to take the unclassified construction. This alleviates the school district from any burden should they hit rock or anything like that up to the design subgrade level, and it puts it entirely in the contractor's court. So you took that alternate bid at a much higher price for the high school project, and it has paid off for you. Milling and overlaying the mechanical yard asphalt, I told you about that one already. Painting the existing exterior metal panels, so that's the red and white stripes exterior panel, painted to kind of complement the new design. And then polished corridor tile in lieu of matte tile. It's a premium product, but it came in at a good price worth taking. It was like $33,700. Just to put this in a little bit of context, the existing renovated area was 166,218 square feet with a new building area of 31,510 square feet, totaling 197,096 square feet. That cost per square foot kind of averages out to $166 a square foot, which makes sense. You'll recall I showed you the diagram that had the different colors representing the levels of renovation, and those prices varied from in the 100s all the way up into near 300. So that cost per square foot is in the middle as we would expect. So these bids are certainly lower than the budgeted price that we were sharing with you just a couple months ago. Ryan, if you could advance the slide, thank you. So you can see in the red box, that is the base bid with the recommended alternates. And then right below that is the construction-related soft costs. We've added in all of the actual numbers that we have to date, which include all of the testing and inspection. We have the figures for that, the commissioning, the web-based construction administration. So these are just about as real numbers as we can get. I think we're still awaiting the decision on construction manager or clerk of the works, as will be the case here. But for now, we're still holding that $150,000 per year for 3 years. So that puts us at $35,334,512. When it's all said and done, after you add in the design service fees, as well as other contingencies that we've been including for like legal, storage and rentals that you'll probably need as you're doing a phased project, we are at $39,625,117. So that is a savings from the April, I think it was 14th or so, presentation that I gave you when we're talking about, potential impact of tariffs, up to $17,600,000. You made out very, very well. So we have bid other projects almost at the same time, come in a little bit more expensive. You've definitely made out in a great, great way. And I think that sets you up quite well as you receive bids tomorrow. Yeah. So with that being said, should you elect to proceed, we will issue letters of intent to award to the low bidders tomorrow. And that'll put them into action to get their contracts worked out. You'll do that from your part. Ms. Cocker, you'll definitely do your part as well with that. We'll help facilitate that for you. So over the next couple weeks, those contracts will be taken care of. Fox Rothschild will, of course, be reviewing them for you too. Also, over the next couple weeks, we'll be finalizing the permits to have them ready to go for the contractors. So the building permit is all but ready. All the code comments there were two, were addressed, and they've shipped the drawings back to the township, so they're sitting and ready, waiting to go. So they're finalizing that paperwork as we speak. MPDS is also, we understand, in its final stretches too. So should be good to go for July 21st, notice to proceed to the contractors. And that is technically the date that they could begin on-site work. That's what I have for you today. Questions?
Just thank you. I appreciate all the work you've done for this.
Absolutely. We're looking at how we can set the building up for its long-term future as best as we can right now. So we'll be talking about that more in the future too. Looking to tomorrow, what does this mean for that? I don't know that you can really translate them directly because they are vastly different projects. This is an ad reno project. It was very difficult to estimate just because of so many different factors involved. We're doing so many different things at different parts of the building. So Lincoln Park is a brand new building. With the exception of the soils conditions that we've talked long and hard about, it's a pretty straightforward project. If I had to guess, probably end up somewhere within the ballpark of the budget as presented, maybe a little lower, but we'll see. I don't know. Don't have that crystal ball. We'll find out in less than 24 hours.
This is great news. Thank you. Can you, just for perspective, what was the original budget before the adjusted April numbers?
Yeah, so it was at like $46 million. I don't have the number right off the top of my head, but it was 46 million and change, so we're at like 13.
So it's even under that. That's great.
Yeah.
Good news. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're really pleased. You're getting a lot for it. I'm excited for your kids. I hope your teachers are ready. Anything else?
All right, well, thank you very much. It's great news, and we're excited for the next project, so.
Great.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Mrs. Burkholder, I believe we don't have any public participation this evening.
That's correct.
Okay, just double checking. The board met in executive session prior to tonight's meeting to discuss safety reports. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the school board meeting held on June 9th, 2025.
Denny?
Mrs. Denny, thank you. Anybody have a second?
Schneider.
Mr. Schneider, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. On to committee reports. First, operations, Mr. Case.
We did not meet today at 4:30. We did talk briefly in executive session with regard to the middle school, Southern Middle School bids, but we just had that presentation here. And there was another thing that was on the agenda for the 4:30 meeting today, which was the Performing Arts Center update, which we didn't receive. But I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but if anyone would like to just provide a quick update, that would be great.
Sure. Just keeping it high level, Jeff and our team is working to increase the chances that our team of teachers and our kids can be in some of the spaces for the start of the school year. We initially, when the project was approved, we had delivered, we were expecting to be into the entire construction site around mid-August. That is not going to happen. But our focus has turned to ensuring that the band, choir, and orchestra rooms are ready for kids. And I know Jeff is working with some folks to make sure that we can get the occupancy permits needed to allow them to transition into that space in mid-August. Lots of work has been happening. I'm sure you've been down there. I'm sure you've driven by and seen all the different work that's occurred. But things are moving forward smoothly. Hopefully we'll have a communication going out to the district here pretty soon as well, kind of showcasing all of that work.
Great, thank you.
Okay, and thank you for your kind of report, even though we didn't have a committee meeting. Mrs. Casper is not here this evening, but Mr. Hart, do we have any update for the Human Resource Committee?
I do. The majority of the items discussed on our June 11th committee meeting dealt with personnel and the rollover to the 25-26 fiscal year. Tonight, we will be voting on to approve a series of annual items for the 25-26 school year, such as an updated support staff handbook, the support staff range sheet, as well as annual increases for personnel. Additionally, a few job descriptions have been updated to better reflect actual jobs in these positions. And that is the end of the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hart. Student Experience Committee, Mrs. Denny.
Thank you. Before I give that report, I just want to tag team onto Mr. Case that for anybody who hasn't been in this building lately, when you walk in next time, you're going to be a little shocked. There's brand-new floor that got put in since last week. Last week, there was new subfloor, and now there's new floor. I walked into Mrs. Troutman's office, and it's no longer Mrs. Troutman's office. It's down to the walls. So the facilities team is, I'm assuming it's the facilities team, they're working, whoever's doing it is working really hard to get this ready for students in August, and I think they're going to be so excited about it. So just wanted to share that. We met on student experiences, I think it was last week. I don't know, my summer's kind of melting together. We covered a lot of stuff. One thing was safety and security, and I'll just mention that before this meeting, we had a presentation by Dr. Hofford on safety and security, and not all of that information can be provided publicly, but there's lots that's going on, lots that the administration is doing to make the schools safe for our students and staff. One of the things we've talked about a couple times that's getting rolled out this summer is a new system that does visitor management, door controls, and emergency response, kind of a panic button for staff. And that's getting rolled out this summer, and staff's going to be trained on it. I want to note that one of the things, I'm the board representative for the high school, and one of the things that a couple of staff members had mentioned to me was concern because of what if someone did get in the building and they're in a part of the building that's kind of isolated. And this panic button, this system was being worked on at the time. And I know sometimes it takes a while for responses to problems and concerns to be seen, but this was in progress, and now it'll be rolled out for the coming year. So I think that's really great for everybody involved. We've talked a couple times about the new emotional support program that's going to be at Berkshire Heights. They have named it, it's going to be called Connections at Berkshire Heights, which I think is a great name. We're contracting, it is Wilson students, but there's also 3 other districts that are going to be sending students to this program, to Connections at Berkshire Heights. We talked about nursing services. We're working on retaining a new dentist for dental exams and a new nursing supervisor. There's been a number of programs regarding counseling and mental health. We received a Penn State Pro Wellness grant with money for the Student Mental Health Club, which I'm pretty sure is a relatively new club, but they got money for that, and they're going to be doing training for students and staff. And we're also going to receive some other grant money, hopefully to cover in-mind services workshops, which I believe are for staff. And then in terms of athletics, this is on the agenda later, but Competition Cheer is dissolving their booster club and putting the money through the Wilson Education Fund and a student activity account. I guess this is, a number of student activities do this, so it's just a different way for them to access their money. They're working on creating standards for alumni athlete recognition, and one of the things that I learned at the meeting is that the new Performing Arts Center, which is also connected to the gymnasium, is going to have a hallway that's going to have touch screens, because right now if you go down, there's plaques on the wall with a bunch of different student athletes that have been recognized, and some of them are getting kind of old and a little dirty, and these are going to be new touch screens that people who are visiting either for performing arts or athletics will be able to scroll through and touch that, and they can go back and look at student athletes going back, decades and decades. So I think that's pretty exciting. And we're working on a way to make sure students are aware of summer activities and opportunities, in particular rising 9th grade students. There's lots that happen here over the summer for all the different sports and the different activities. And so we're going to make sure that they know it, especially as part of the 9th grade experience. And Mr. Marquez is here, and he was at that meeting, so the intent is really to make sure that students come into the high school and they have a clean slate and they know what they can get involved in and encourage participation to make sure that they really feel part of the Wilson community. So our next meeting, I'm sorry, I should have looked it up. I don't know when it is, but it is sometime in the future. I think it's going to be in August, so.
Thank you, Mrs. Denny. Public Relations, Mrs. Troutman.
I just have 2 quick items to update you on some communications projects that are hot this summer. The first is that we are making steady progress on our transition to the new Aptitude website platform. So as you all know, we are transitioning our website to this new platform. It's a multi-faceted communications tool as well. So our communications team, which is Sam Weitzel, is currently conducting a thorough review of all the web pages to ensure content accuracy and consistency, a very daunting task. So we are planning a soft launch of the new website probably sometime in late July. And at that time, we'll create a feedback tool that can be available to staff and community members, allowing them to share questions, concerns, suggestions. We did something similar when we launched our last website. That way, we are able to kind of ensure that the new site is functioning properly before we launch what will be a formal communications plan before the start of the 25-26 school year. And that will support, obviously, the official launch of the new district website and all of the accompanying tools, which includes a mobile app, communications tool, push notifications, et cetera. So lots more to come with that. And then just a quick update on communications regarding our move out of this building. As Mrs. Denny said, we're making great progress, thanks to Jeff and his team. So we are going to start vacating this building starting next week, actually. And the goal is for all of us to be moved out by July 7th. So Dr. Trickett will be sending out a preliminary staff communication probably tomorrow. I'm just letting our entire district staff know kind of the schedule and when people are going to be moving. And then there's also a community communication that will go out as well. We'll also post information on our website. We'll more than likely do some social media posts just so folks know that we're going to be moving out of this building effective, July 7th. Then I created some posters for the doors. So we're going to do everything we can just to kind of let everybody know if they're looking for certain departments where we're located. We have like a little map, how to get to Westview, a picture of Westview. So hopefully the community, hope in the next few months, will be used to us no longer being in this building. And then we'll be making way for all of our high school students to take over these classrooms. So it's pretty exciting to see the classrooms that we went to school in now being reused by our high school students. So again, all those things will be communicated over the next few weeks, and more updates will come over as we get ready for the start of the school year. Thanks.
Thank you, Mrs. Troutman. Any other board appointment? Yes, Dr. Kennedy.
I just have two quick things. The BCIU board met on Thursday when it was very stormy. So, it was a truncated meeting because people had no internet, no lights, and so I just want to mention that 12 students celebrated a milestone as they graduated from the 2024-25 Project Search program, which is an internship initiative to prepare young adults with disabilities for competitive employment through immersive workplace experiences. And Wilson did have a student, Caitlin Goler, that graduated, so congratulations to Caitlin. And the other big thing that we did at the last meeting was the BCIU elected board officers again, and we are grateful that it's the same 4 officers as before that are willing to give their extra time. They have a lot of extra meetings, so we're thankful to them. And again, I don't know when the BCI, we don't meet in July, so we meet in August too. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kennedy. Any other board appointment reports? Okay. Mr. Moravich, do you have any sort of solicitor report? Okay. That takes us to treasurer's report. Mr. McCray.
Yes, motion to approve the treasurer's report, investment report, general and capital funds, financial reports as presented.
Thank you, Mr. McCray. We have a motion for 4.1. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Denny?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. McCree?
Yes.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mr. Case?
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker?
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
On to payment of bills. Mr. McCray.
Motion to approve the payment of bills from the general fund, $3,950,166.25. From capital reserve, $383,714.30. And from the 2021C construction fund, $728,829.21.
Thank you, Mr. McCray. We have a motion for 5.1. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. McCree?
Yes.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mr. Case?
Yes.
Mrs. Denny?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker?
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
And financial report, Mr. McCray.
Motion to approve the financial reports for the month of May, specifically cafeteria and childcare, along with the activity counts at Southern Middle School, West Middle School, and the senior high as presented.
Thank you, Mr. McCray. We have a motion. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. McCree?
Yes.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mr. Case?
Yes.
Mrs. Denny?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker?
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Takes us to superintendent's report. Dr. Trickett.
Thank you, President Cocker. Included in the report tonight, I'd like to take you down to 7.4, summer employment, and just note that today was our first day of ESY. So included in the board's motion for this evening is some additional staff for ESY, as well as some of our drivers and transportation teammates. Also under 7.5, we have nursing coverage, and the second attachment included there is change of status. I'd like to just take a couple of seconds here to honor and reflect and thank Mr. Marquez, who's here in the back. Mr. Marquez has been a valuable member of our high school team as both a teacher and most recently as the ninth grade assistant principal. Last year, about a year and a half ago, I guess it was, we together created a vision with our team of kind of rebranding the ninth grade experience for kids, and Ramon led that process for us, obviously working with his team, and proved to us that he's ready to be elevated into this new role. So he's a wonderful person, has a great family, lives very close in the neighboring community, and we're just very happy to bring forward a change of status for Ramon today from assistant principal into ninth grade principal. So that's why it's listed as a change of status. It's not a new hire, but just honoring and memorializing the fact that role is important for our organization and moving forward. I think it's also just great to honor great teammates like Ramon. So thank you for all you've done for us. Thank you for everything that you're going to continue to do. You're definitely the face of that school. Every single kid in the building knows him, and vice versa. Just go to a basketball game and stand on the track with Ramon Marquez, and you will feel insignificant very quickly. So thank you, Ramon, and that's my report.
Thank you, Dr. Trickett. Looking for a motion for superintendent's report items 7.1 through 7.7.
Denny?
Mrs. Denny, thank you. Do we have a second?
Schneider.
Mr. Schneider, thank you. Any discussion? Mrs. Denny?
Yeah, I want to echo Dr. Trickett's comments. My daughter went through ninth grade the year before the change, and my son's going to go through next year, the year after the change. So I think I'm going to have a very good perspective on it. But from what the reports we have gotten, it has been an incredibly positive change that required a lot of work and a lot of effort. I'm sure for the teachers it was hard. There was all this moving around, and it was kind of a risk, to do this. Was it going to work? But I think that what's come in so far has been very successful and has proven it's good for our students. And Mr. Marquez was really the face behind that. So I agree that this is great, and I think it's just going to benefit the program. I'd also like to note, it's always sad when we see long-time teachers leaving, but I'm very sad to see the resignation of Mrs. Hook. She was an incredibly, both of my children had her, and as a boy and a girl, they had different experiences, and yet they both really liked her, and positive female role models, particularly in physical education, as I know Dr. Kennedy has talked about, is hard to find. So this is a loss for our school. I wish her the best of luck, as well as everybody else there, but there's just certain positions that I think are harder to fill, and that's definitely one, so she will be missed.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mrs. Denny. Any other discussion for superintendent's report? Okay. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mr. Case?
Yes.
Mrs. Denny?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. McCree?
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker?
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Thank you. Congratulations, Principal Marquez. Moving on to human resources. 8.1, request approval of the support staff handbook for the 2025-26 school year as attached. 8.2, request approval of the support staff compensation ranges for the 2025-26 school year as attached. 8.3, request approval of the support staff rates for the 2025-26 school year. 8.4, request approval of the updated job descriptions as attached. 8.5, request approval of the MOU between the association, the district, and an employee. And then we will have 8.7 after a vote on the first 6. So looking for a motion to approve human resource items 8.1 through 8.5.
Denny?
Mrs. Denny, thank you. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion? Okay. Roll call on 8.1 through 8.5, please.
Mr. Case,
Yes?
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
8.7, request approval of the administrative rates for the 2025-26 school year. Looking for motion for 8.7.
Denny?
Mrs. Denny, thank you. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Hart,
Abstain?
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
9.1, looking to request, sorry, my screen froze for a second, so I'm going to look up there. Motion to accept with gratitude donations as presented from Russo's Market, 20 pizzas for the students at West Middle School to enjoy at their carnival on June 2nd. For the 2025 extended school year, 100 beverage coupons from Wawa, cases of water, cheese sticks, apple chips, snacks and fruit from Redner's Fresh Markets, case of mini pretzels from Tom Sturgis, $50 gift card from Weiss Markets, and 100 beverage coupons from Sheetz. Looking to accept those donations with gratitude. Looking for a motion for 9.1. Dr. Kennedy, thank you. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, that is a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. One moment, sorry. Okay. Under Student Services, 10.1, request permission to enter the names of the 2025 Wilson graduates into the permanent minutes as attached. 10.2, request permission to renew a service agreement with KRE for the 2025-26 school year to provide contracted security services at the high school campus during the school day, after-school events, and nighttime patrol as presented. 10.3, request approval to renew a service agreement with ABA Support Services for staffing services beginning 8/26/25 and ending 6/11/26, pending solicitor review and approval. 10.4, request approval of the dissolution of the high school competition cheer boosters organization. 10.5, request approval of doctors, dentists, and game coverage for the 2024 through 2026 as attached. That is a typo. The regular one is 2025-26. We're going to go with that. 10.6, request approval to renew a memorandum, an MOU with the Lower Heidelberg Township Police Department for the assignment of a SRO to the Wilson School District, pending solicitor review and approval. And 10.7, requesting an MOU with the Spring Township Police Department for assignment of an for 2 SRO officers to the Wilson School District, pending solicitor review and approval. Looking for a motion for student service items 10.1 through 10.7.
Schneider, so moved.
Mr. Schneider, thank you. Do we have a second?
Denny?
Mrs. Denny, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Under Operations, 11.1, request approval to renew an annual service agreement with Carter's Pro Quality Cleaning effective 7/1/25 through 6/30/26. 11.2, request approval of the G802 associated with K&W's ASA number 3 for Lincoln Park Elementary School. And 11.3, request approval of the resolution for the following bids for the Southern Middle School additions and renovations. Looking for a motion to approve 11.1 through 11.3. Dr. Kennedy, thank you. And Mr. McCree as our second. Any discussion? Just that we're all very excited.
I just want to say thank you for everyone involved. This has been a long road. I think Wilson School District has talked about this for over 20 years, long overdue, and just very proud to be a Bulldog. And I'm assuming this is going to go through today, but I'm just very proud of the team and everyone involved to get this to this point. So thank you.
I think it's going to be one of those, like the high school, it's going to be a long road, but a worthwhile, and apologies to the 8th graders over at Southern this year, but it'll be worth your struggles this year for the remainder of the Bulldogs that will go through that school with pride.
Yeah, so yes, not apologies, but thank you in advance to the staff and students at Southern that will be living and learning through construction. I know that the administration team has a plan in place to make it as least distracting and intrusive as possible, and it's going to be in phases, so everybody will work together to make it as smooth as possible. But in the end, the end goal is something to keep in mind, because as a student who lived through the gym construction, and the students now they're living through the Performing Arts Center, it's a lot. It's an impact. So we appreciate their patience. Yes. Okay. Any other discussion for operations? Okay. Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Under Finance, 12.1, request permission to submit 2 delinquent accounts to the Berks County Tax Claim Bureau. 12.2, request approval to submit all unpaid 2024 per capita bills to statewide tax recovery. And 12.3, request approval of the budgeted transfers dated May 2nd, 2025 through June 18th, 2025 as attached. Looking for motion to approve finance items 12.1 through 12.3.
McCray.
Mr. McCray, thank you. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Our final enrollment report for the year, as of June 18th, 2025, the enrollment was 6,472, which was a decrease of 5 from the previous report on May 15th, 2025. We do not have public participation on non-agenda items. So any other business from the board? Dr. Trickett, yes.
Yes, if I may. Just wanted the vote to go through first. It's just, from my perspective as superintendent, I also just want to share that I'm proud of the board for committing to this work. It has been 5 years, Mr. Case, since we did our feasibility study and we began this journey of focusing on our facilities and looking at our rising population of children in our community. 5 years, which is a long time. And many boards and many teams possibly would change and turn over and maybe lose the perseverance that is necessary. But I just am thankful to be on a team with this board and with this leadership team and in this community that allows us to do this work for kids and our teachers. It's going to be a tough 3 years. We know that. But our team will work through it. Our kids will be fine, and it will be worth it. And we'll be looking hopefully back on this time with 2 nice brand new schools for kids and a renovated school here at the high school. And I think we'll look back proudly of the work that we did together. So just thank you on behalf of the entire leadership team for your continued support and advocacy. It's appreciated.
Okay. Any other business from the board? All right, hearing none. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Schneider, so moved.
Thank you, Mr. Schneider. Meeting adjourned.